It's lobster season in Southern California, and working with our dear friends at Promar Ahi, we're headed out to the San Pedro bait receiver to meet up with my dear friend Mike to find out a little bit about bait receiver etiquette and find out what the best bait is for lobster this season. So, with Promar Ahi, Phil Friedman here, we can't wait to head out to the receiver, introduce you to Mike, and learn more about how you can hoop net a lot more lobster. Don't forget to put FAN at checkout, and you'll save 15% on your orders with Promar Ahi. Without further ado, let's head out to the bait receiver and see what Mike's up to. Hey everybody, welcome to the San Pedro bait receiver with my good friend Mike. Mike, how are you?
Phil, good, really good, brother.
Oh man, it's so good to see you. If I'm not seeing you in Rosarito Beach, sometimes in Mexico, you have a love for Mexico, as do I. Absolutely. And you have a love for travel, don't you?
I do.
I love it myself. But we're here to talk about lobster season because it just opened up. It opened up yesterday, and I hear it was absolutely crazy here.
It was busy here. We had a bunch of people ready to hoop. They at opener. They're all excited. They're ready to go. So we had them lined up here, ready to get some bait.
You know, I think a lot of people have in their head they're just going to go by the fish market and get some salmon or get something like that and use that in their hoop nets. But I think that it's probably best to use what is in the natural environment for lobster, live bait. It works really, really well for lobster.
It really does. I have a lot of customers that they bring the salmon heads, and I even tell them, I said, well, why don't you try a few with what you've got and try just the sardine so you can see the difference. And they do see a difference.
They do.
And I think that it's live. I think it has more scent when it's fresh dead versus something that's been frozen. For some people have, mackerel and bonita that they've frozen for the whole from the beginning of summer in their freezer.
It looks like a fossil almost, right?
There's no way that could have the same scent as even if you were out making your own mackerel and using anything fresh has got to be better than something that's been frozen for 3 months.
Yeah, 100%. You talked about a lot of traffic last night. What is the etiquette? How do you get in line? You don't want to cut, do you? Cut in line because, they can create some problems.
The guys on the line,
they're good about it.
They monitor themselves pretty much. I don't have to really get involved with that too much, but generally, just get in line and be courteous. We're all out here. Everybody's doing the same thing. Going out to have a good time. This is not the DMV. Everyone gets here, they're happy to be here.
100%. So get in line, and then what do you suggest in terms of, do you need to reserve a scoop of bait? Is that something that's even possible?
Reserving bait is not a problem. I have a board inside. I'll put your name on the board. If you need some cured bait that you want to hold on, and you got a special trip, you need a few scoops that you want to take a long way. If you're fishing locally, my bait's going to be fine for local fishing, but you do want that cured stuff if you're definitely going offshore. You can call me or call the barge number. It's 310-365-2516. A couple days in advance. It could be 2 weeks in advance. Put your name on the board, and once you're on the board, put your name of your boat on the board. When you get here, we're gonna have cured bait locked up for you.
Excellent. In case somebody out there doesn't know what cured bait is, why don't you define that for us? What is cured bait exactly?
Well, when the bait gets here off the bait boat, it's been stressed out. It's a process of them catching the bait, putting it on a boat, traveling with it all the way over here. It gets here and it's stressed and it loses a little bit of its slime, its natural slime that it has on there.
Yeah.
If you feel fresh bait, it feels kind of rough to you, versus if it's been sitting here a while, it gets that slime back. When it gets that slime, it's real super smooth, slips right out of your hand.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want those strong baits. And basically curing it is just letting it sit here, giving it the time to get back to its natural state versus being stressed out from being caught.
Right, and cured bait's not an issue with lobster, right? You can use, as long as it's kicking a little bit, you're going to be good, right? Or not
doesn't have to be kicking at all.
Right.
It's not going to matter at all. So I have plenty of bait for the hoopers. We're open 24 hours. I will say with a caveat, in the middle of the night, we do have a $100 minimum. So after 10 p.m. all the way to like 4:30 in the morning, you know,
You got to spend $100.
you gotta spend $100, but we don't really get too many. Only the guys that are going offshore. Your hoopers, they're already out on the water by then. They're out by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 8 o'clock, the latest. Usually, I don't get too many hoopers after 8 or 9 p.m.
Do you plan on, like, for example, on a weekend, should you budget some extra time to be in line here? I mean, if you have that much time, or is it pretty fast?
Yeah, it's quick. You don't have to worry about that. Only maybe Saturday mornings is the only time, but Saturday mornings is not really the time that guys are coming out for hooping, that it gets a little busy here. But other than that, it's a pretty quick process, so you don't have to worry about that. As far as like the winter schedule, that's yet to be determined. It kind of changes every year depending on what kind of maintenance we've got to be doing here. What's going on with fishing? Fishing sometimes good all the way till December, and so we'll be open a lot. But just to be sure, if you know you're going out, especially in the evenings. In the morning, somebody's always going to be here. In the evenings, if you know you're coming out, maybe send a text message the day before, the morning of. That way, we'll know you're coming, and we'll make sure that someone's here waiting for you. It's nice that we got a few texts saying, oh, you know, it's a Monday night, which is really slow, and all of a sudden, you know, we've got 4 texts in Monday morning that people are coming. Even if it's be the dead of winter, we'll make sure somebody's here for you.
That's great. That's great. If you do happen to pull up here in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning or something, what is proper etiquette? How do you wake you up? Do you just toot your horn, or do you yell, or, you know, you don't want to do something that is out of the ordinary? What's the protocol?
Just call out to us,
Mike.
Mike, yeah. Nobody answers.
Wait a little bit, do it again.
Pick up the phone, call the phone. The phone's inside, right next to our head there if we're asleep. So the phone will usually wake us up. So that's probably the best way. But just if you pull up and yell out Mike or Dante, whoever happens to be here, we'll come out.
Perfect. Are the prices the same for live bait and the lobster bait? Same thing? And
yeah, it's going to be
how much?
It's $50 a scoop of bait, which for most hoopers is a good amount. Depends on how many guys you got with you and how many traps and how long you're going to be out all night or so. But no, most of the guys come and get about a scoop of bait for their hooping, which is going to be about $50.
How big has lobster hoop netting become? How many people showed up here on the opener, and what was the enthusiasm like?
This was the first year I can remember actually being thinking, wow, this is a lot. It's always, the opener is always exciting, and you always get a good amount of people.
Yeah.
Always. But not like this. This year was definitely the busiest opener I've seen. And maybe some of that is that last year hooping was good.
Yeah.
So maybe people are been waiting, and they're excited to be back out on the water.
Do the guys ever come back and show you the bugs that they caught, or do you ever get any of that?
I don't encourage that because I'm usually asleep at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. It's really late at night, right?
But it does happen, yeah. I did have one last night, so it happened. People get excited, and I understand that.
You're such a good person because I know how it is, man. You're trying to get that precious little bit of sleep,
right.
And you still come out with a smile. That's great.
I try.
Mike, one more time again, contact information for San Pedro Bait. How can people contact you, reserve a scoop?
Best way, text message. Because a lot of times if you call, I'm going to be out here working or I'll be sleeping. If you send a text and ahead of time, I can always check on it and get to it, when I'm available, and I can respond. And so that's the best way is text messaging, always. 310-365-2516. San Pedro Bait.
All right. Always great spending time with you, my friend.
Phil, thanks.
Thank you, Mike. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoy spending time with my dear friend Mike at the San Pedro Bait Receiver. What a great guy. All right, my friends, what a season it's going to be. Hoop netting with Promar Ahi. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, I want you to tune in every single week to Lobster Chronicles with yours truly and with Promar Ahi. We'll have all the latest catches where the hoop netting is best, any kind of different trends or baits that are working better every single week right here on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Have a great one. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you really, really soon.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast with Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning